Hey guys, here is Anthony with a long overdue crypto video. Lots of things have happened since, been very busy. Got a new office, got a new microphone as well, wanted to test that out as well. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Cardano, my go-to currency. The reason why is because there's a lot of shit happening on the internet, a lot of analysts, and also a lot of spam and giveaways and all the other crap. Just in terms of the spam one, if a currency is giving away their tokens or their coins or their crypto, it's a shit currency. Don't use it. There's something wrong with that you have to give it away for people. Of course, I understand why they're doing it, because there are currencies that are giving it away. And the only thing they do it is because they want to generate transaction volume, because the transaction volume will impact their rankings on coin market cap, for example. And you have people that are, going for that Ferrari score, where they look at their change levels and they go, oh, what is this? Waves here has an 80% increase. It must be a great currency. They buy a bunch and then, impact the volume. And, as a result, a lot of people lose money on cryptocurrencies because of that. Right? I'm not very interested in that. What I'm interested in is a technology behind cryptocurrency. So for some people that, want to know, okay, why does my opinion matter? And to be honest, it doesn't really matter. But just a bit of background, I started playing around with currencies probably 2004, 15, 16. Yeah, so 2016, I started playing around with currency. That's when Bitcoin hit its first big boom, and it went from I think $100 to $900. So times have changed since. And one of the things I started to do is also build my own currency, because it looked like fun. So I created a currency called Gilcoin. It was a little bit popular in Ireland. It got some attention, got some media attention, got some paper attention. Did everything, created the wallet and the site, and did the whole shebang. Went on the forums and the websites, did my announcements. Also made a huge mistake by not learning enough about cryptocurrency to make it actually something that could be financially interested. Because at the end of the day, that's why 90% of these currencies have been created to generate a buck for somebody, not really with a plan or an intent to make a difference in terms of how crypto or how financial transactions work. So realizing that, I moved away from it very quickly, and even while I was still having the cryptocurrency, while I was doing the development on it, I already said there's a fundamental flaw when it comes to cryptocurrency and proof of work mining. So for those who are uninitiated and don't know what it is, proof of work is the way that blocks get generated. And what we mean with blocks is you get coin, you get currency. Right? So for Bitcoin, if you mine Bitcoin, you get a block, and I'm not sure what the size is now. Back in the day when I was still doing the mining, you would get like 50 Bitcoin for each block that you would mine. That's a lot less now, I would imagine. But the solving of this problem, the proof of work, is a problem that doesn't need to be solved, right? It doesn't bring value to the world or to society. It's not like we're solving an impossible equation that will forward mankind, or helping research, developing cancer medicine with the work that we do. So that's the problem with proof of work, and that's one of the main reasons that I stopped looking into cryptocurrencies from a development perspective. Now, Cardano, I started looking into 2 years ago when right after their big spike. Actually, I'll show that on the trend chart because it's interesting. So let's say all time. So right about here, when they were at their peak price of about 123 US dollars. And then, I started getting into it around May of 2018. I think about it around 20 cents, 25 cents a piece. Of course, since then, it has fallen deeply. It's now at about 12 cents, although it's making a little bit of a resurgence. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Why is Cardano such an interesting cryptocurrency? So a couple of things that I really appreciate when it comes to Cardano. One is the scientific method. And the scientific method is something that is needed if you really want to turn flat currency, fiat currency, into something that is digital, that is reliable, and that actually can really make an impact. So, of course, I see Bitcoin, and I see Ethereum, and I see all the other guys coming up with their own currencies and their own technologies. But besides having your standard white paper, your standard, okay, this is what we're trying to achieve, a lot of them just stop at that point, and that's not how financial transactions work, right? You can create a money-making machine, but how to operate it and how to apply it to things that matter in the real world, if that's missing, or it's just a small paragraph, or it's just a little tagline, there's no real value there. So let me get some water. 1 second, I'll cut this out maybe. Okay. So that's where Cardano became very interesting to me. So first of all, this price spike, the only reason that it spiked up is because of their initial announcement saying this is what we're going to do. So basically, the Cardano currency is built from scratch, whereas the current coin market cap rankings, all those cryptos that you will see, over 90% of those currencies are just derivatives of either a Bitcoin, a Litecoin, or an Ethereum. And then you have a couple more, like I think NEM has their own markets, but mostly they are just derivatives of an existing technology. And the only thing that they will bring to the table is a name change and marketing. They market their currencies pretty well. So that's, seeing that I've been able to do it myself with minimum knowledge of cryptocurrency in that sense, literally taking a source code, renaming a couple of things and re-uploading it and you're done, that kind of, puts it off for me. They don't put effort in actually developing technology that can make a difference. They're just rehashing somebody else's ideas. So why is Cardano different? Well, for one, they actually came up with a whole range of solutions and how they want to see it implemented from the start. And then they gave themselves a roadmap. This is where we were, this is where we are now. So their initial crypto is, or their initial roadmap is for Byron. Now Byron is a centralized solution, and of course you want cryptocurrencies or blockchain to be decentralized. But they started with that upfront and saying, okay, we were building this, but what we want to have in mind is decentralization. We want to have in mind smart contracts, and we want to be able to scale it and have it a real solution for digital transactions. So that happened, they announced it, they got a big spike, and of course a big drop with everything else. So what happened in the last 2 weeks is they started spiking up again. Now why did they spike up? Because they moved into Shelley, decentralization. And this decentralization part is what makes a cryptocurrency, right? If you can decentralize the transactions, if you can allow a currency to operate, even if half of the network doesn't exist, then you have something that is valuable. So with their decentralization comes staking, and staking is a different method of rewarding people in the network to actually validate transactions. right? So the proof of stake is a much more interesting prospect because it takes a lot less CPU power. You know, it doesn't take GPU power. You don't have to have an expensive ASIC miner or expensive graphic cards and running it 24/7, costing you lots of electricity that is literally going to waste. No, in this case, you're going to actually have an affordable way of participating in decentralization, and it can be moved across the world with no additional problem. So the only thing you need is a level of technical knowledge that is a little bit higher than most currencies, and that's of course because they're using the scientific method. They don't want everybody to just start staking. They want people to actually put some time and effort in learning what's going on before they set up a stake pool. But on top of that, if you're just a buyer of the cryptocurrency, you can stake yourself. You don't need to set up your own pools or know all the servers or technical stuff. You know, literally in the wallet, you can start staking your amount, and that brings in a couple of cool features. So for one, it brings in stability in the currencies, and that's well needed when it comes to crypto. So especially in the beginning, in the first couple of years, we've seen some crazy swings, right? With Bitcoin going from 10,000 to 15,000 to 20,000, dropping back to 17,000. You know, crazy swings. And same with Cardano and any other currency, they swing up and down drastically. So you know, one day you would be up 20%, next day you're down 50%. Right? With staking, a certain stability comes into the currency, and that's what you see now as well in the market trend, where the price is hovering around 12 cents and it's going a little bit up, a little bit down, but it won't drop. You know, I don't see it dropping under 10 cents in this year, and the reason why is because of this decentralization and the staking. Because at the end of this month, Shelley is going to be hard forked into the system, meaning that staking ability, that decentralization feature is now going to be in there. And then mid-August, it will allow everybody who holds Cardano to stake them. You know, so you can stake your ADA into a pool, and then that will retain a stability. Now, why does it retain stability? Because if I have a million Cardano, a million ADA, and I want to stake it into a pool, I can make money from it, and I cannot just pull it out all of a sudden and sell it on an exchange because the price is extremely higher, the price is getting very low. No, it stays within the stake pool. So it's not it doesn't become a speculation coin for quick bucks and market impacts. It becomes a real asset that, you know, you put it in the stake pool, and you know you're going to just leave it there and let the guys at IOHK just do their development work. Let them do their work. It will make money. You'll get more just because you're putting your coins in a staking pool, and you can earn a lot, you can earn a little, but you're earning. On top of that, if enough people do that, then people won't be able to buy the currency as much. So the pricing gets higher and higher and higher, right? So if you're in Cardano from an investment perspective, I would say keep an amount on an exchange for speculation, but keep a large amount on a stake pool, right? Because that stake pool will help even out the price, give it a stabilization, and the more people are looking to buy it, because of course it's becoming more and more interesting, this staking, the more people will actually, you know, bid higher to buy this currency. So you're gonna make your speculation money back as well, while also helping to centralize the system. So that's all cool stuff. But then if we look at technology, you know, what do they bring to the table? Well, now, of course, they have their lightweight wallet. So this is a mobile wallet, Yoroi, I think it's to pronounce it. It's already they tested it already out for the testnet, for the staking. So they've been doing that for the last couple of months. And you can download it on your phone. It works, works quick. I've used it on my iPhone, on my Apple device, but even from the browser. You could literally go in your Chrome browser and you can set it up. So that's already gets you started. Then in terms of technology projects, there's a bunch going on, but one that I like a lot is the Prism. And this is really about setting up different identifications, certifications. So let's say you are a person living in your country, and the country is starting to adopt blockchain technology for identification. So instead of getting a passport on a piece of paper that can be forged and can be reused and identity theft, you're going to have it as part of the blockchain. And on top of that, you can actually have the university diploma as part of the blockchain. And your career, your insurance, anything that you normally have a piece of paper and somewhere in a database in a record is now part of this blockchain. So applying for things, will be a lot easier because it's all there. And on top of that, it cannot be copied, right? It's an asset that is associated with yourself. And of course, introducing things like biometrics, like fingerprints or your eye scanner or anything like that, will make it uniquely yourself. So that's very interesting. Things like deeds for lands or driver's license, or even like traffic violations or anything like that, can all be within the single system, and your whole record is within the blockchain, and it can be accessed by yourself alone. If somebody wants to see it, they can request access to it, and you can approve or don't approve. So that's very interesting technology. On top of that, they set up a investment fund. Now the investment fund is great for startups to say, okay, I want to build using this blockchain technology. Right? So with that investment fund, the team at IOHK, they'll give you, $500,000 and say, okay, build us something that will fit in this technology, in this environment. They also do the same for different converters. So they're talking about Ethereum converter, where you could convert Ethereum into a Cardano, and with that you can actually stake your Ethereum, right? Which is very interesting technology. So that's really my 2 cents of where we are at now. And what I see is in the next month or two, you'll definitely see if this plays out, right? If in the next 2 months, I suspect that the Cardano coin should have a stable price, and it will probably be hovering around 20 cents, 25, but that's already a decent price to have, and then it will grow. The more adoption you get, then the more interesting it becomes. And of course, I'm not saying this is going to be a currency that's going to be worth 10,000 US dollars. Doesn't make sense that it should be worth that much, because of course there is I think 47 billion tokens available. So it will never reach that high number, right? It doesn't make sense from an economy, because we're talking about trillions then. However, a decent price, if it can reach a $1 mark, let's say, and have that as the same level, then you're playing as part of a big economy. So I think that's a more realistic number. But again, I don't really care for the money part. I care about what technology comes out of it, because that's really interesting. That's going to be really cool. So yeah, that's really my 2 cents. So hopefully you liked it. It might have been boring, just me rambling. But either way, I just wanted to leave that out. And if you have any questions or think I'm talking bullshit, just put it in the comments. Thank you.